What would you think if I sang out a tune? Would you stand up and walk out on me? Lend me your ears and I'll sing out a song, and I'll try not to sing out of key. No, get by with a little help from my friends. Get high with a little help from my friends. Yes, I'm gonna try with a little help from my friends. Do you need anybody? I need somebody to love. Could it be anybody? I want somebody to love. I get by with a little help from my friends. Hey, I'm gonna try with a little help from my friends, with a little help from my friends. Hey friends, I'm Vasco and today I'll show you how to play this classic tune on the ukulele. We will be doing it in the original key on a high G string ukulele. So grab yours, 5 seconds to like and subscribe, and follow me in. Okay, first let's see what is the skeleton of the song as a matter of chords, and after that I'll show you some little fills that I'm doing here and there to make it sound cooler. Maybe you like it, maybe you do it, maybe you skip it, I don't know. Let's see. So we start with the intro, which is C, and also it has this triplet fill, so I'm strumming up with these 3 fingers like this, and then D, and then E. Now don't be afraid of the E chord. If you cannot grab it properly like this, you can just grab the upper 3 strings and mute the A string. Delicious. And here we have this little walk, which is E to B, but I'm playing just the C, E string, and then grabbing the A chord. Again, C string, E string, and then B chord. And that's the intro, all right? It goes like this. And we start the verse, which starts with the chord of E. What would you think to B? And then to F sharp minor for 2 bars, okay? And after that there is another bar of F sharp minor, but I'm grabbing it differently here. If it's not too complicated for you, I would suggest you do this as well, because it's following where the bass line is going. It goes a little bit higher, okay? I'm grabbing basically like an E minor chord, but also you gotta make sure that either you're not playing the G string or you're pressing it right here on the 6th fret. Okay, and then to B, and then back to D. All right. What would you think if I sing out a song? Would you trade it? One more time. And in between the repetition of this thing, I'm doing something that I think that the bass line is doing it. I'm not really sure right now, but some instrument is doing this. And actually, this would sound better in a low G string ukulele, but right now I'm not with the low G, so anyway. So what I'm doing here is slide from the 4th to 6th fret of the C string, then 4th fret, 1st fret, and on the G string, 4th fret, and then I start repeating the thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And then we go to the chorus, which starts with D to A to E twice, okay? I get high with a little help from my friends. We're repeating this thing twice, and after that, the 3rd time we play double A. Little help from my friends. Okay. And after the first chorus, we go to the second verse, but we have a little break of B, and I'm doing something little more here. So when I grab the E chord like this, what I'm doing is on the G string 4, 2, and then on the E string 4, 2, open, and then B. Okay, so I get high with a little help from my friend. And here we have some rhythmic part that if you want to, you can clap on your ukulele to do it. And then we start the second verse. After that we have another chorus. And after the second chorus we don't have this little break that we hold the B and the rhythmic thing. We immediately go to the bridge, which starts with C sharp minor. Okay, grab like this. And after that we have F sharp, but not minor this time. Okay. And then we have E to D to A. All right, this is this part. Do you need anybody? I need somebody to love. Could it be anybody? I want somebody to love. Or maybe you notice that on the F sharp I'm doing something more. So with the pinky, I'm grabbing here on the C string on the 4th fret, then 3rd fret, then I remove it and the bar is keeping it on the 1st fret. Okay? Do you need anybody? I need somebody to love. Could it be anybody? I want somebody to love. And after that we have another verse, another chorus, another bridge, the same as the first one. And the only part that is left is the chorus outro, which is basically a chorus part that goes immediately to the outro. And the difference is that we're just repeating the first line 3 times instead of 2 times, okay? Get by with a little help from my friend. Getting in with a little help from my friend. Hey, get by with a little help from my friend. And then we go to D more, A more, and then we have this C, T, T, to E, to D. But I'm doing actually something more here. On the C chord, I'm starting here with the pinky on the 7th fret, and then I do 5, 3, 2, then we go to the D chord, and then on the 3rd fret of the E string, then I remove the middle finger from the 3rd fret, open A string, and then grabbing D to end it. Let's see how this sounds. I get by with a little help from my friend. Hey, I get high with a little help from my friend. With a little help from my... And that's how I finish the song. Alright, so that was my ukulele tutorial for With a Little Help from My Friends by the Beatles. I hope you get this in your bag of songs because everybody loves this one. And yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.